Mark Moore. I'm president of CMC Design Build. We design, engineer, and build food processing and food distribution facilities across the country, where we've got an office in the Boston area. We've got an office out in Minnesota. So CMC is an architectural engineering and construction firm. So technically we're a bricks and mortar company, but we're really more than that. Our goal is to really become embedded with our clients and understand their process, whether it's a distribution facility or a manufacturing facility, so that we can help our clients maximize their efficiency, maximize their opportunity for profitability when they design a facility. So we understand how the facilities operate, and at least we think we do, and we tailor our construction so that every aspect of their operation is maximized, whether it's utility, consumption, labor, maintenance, expansion possibilities, making sure that we design a facility that's master planned for easy expansion without taking our clients out of operation. So we're a little bit, we're technically an architectural engineering construction firm, but we're more of a business services consultant, I guess is what you'd call us. We're for the most part working remotely with the office folks. We do have a skeleton staff in the office. Our sites, fortunately for us, because we are working for food, we're deemed essential in a lot of states, so we're still running our sites. But the site activity is definitely hampered by social distancing. We're monitoring temperatures from people enter the site. We're logging their medical history. We're sanitizing the site on a regular basis. So it's definitely, it's caused some difficulty for us logistically. But I do think that the working at home has worked out pretty well for us. We've been lucky in the sense that we haven't had any of our personnel come down with the virus. We have had some subcontractors that have come down with it, and we've had one instance where we've had a job site shut down for a couple of weeks. Our biggest challenge has been trying to balance everybody's safety and our social responsibility with trying to keep everybody safe and tamp down the spread of the virus, trying to balance that with trying to stay in business, because we have a responsibility to our clients, we have a responsibility to ourselves to perform our duties and to maintain our livelihood. And that's been difficult to balance at time. How far do you go? Who has to? And for us, it's different because we have our site supers need to be on site. Office people don't have to be on site. Project managers and architects sometimes are on site. Most of the time they're not. So there's a little bit of some people are taking more risk than others when it comes to health and safety. And that's been tough personally to try to figure out what do we do at different stages, particularly now as we go into reopening. How are we going to reopen? And what we're doing is basically playing the same way that we have for the last 2 months now. If you can stay at home, stay at home. If you have to be in the office, come in the office. There are a couple of technologies that have come about that are very helpful, particularly when you have a lot of people entering a facility. There are thermal body scan programs where there's a monitor set up. It takes a shot of everybody coming into the building, takes their temperature, and you're either red or you're green. If you're red, you're over temperature and you get flagged, and this all gets logged into a computer. If you're green, you continue on. It eliminates the need to have personnel standing and shooting temperatures, so that's a better social distancing methodology, and it gives you a hard record of who's over and who's not. You've got to find a way to alter your facility to adopt to the new way of being. If we're building a building now, and we've got a building that's designed, but not yet constructed, we're now incorporating these elements and changing the design. And on the one hand, there's the hope that, well, this is a short-term thing. We're not going to be living with COVID-19 forever, but we're going to be living with it long enough that you really do have to make that change to your facility now, and there's added cost. There are certainly changes. The question is, which changes are going to be permanent changes? I think that there's definitely a change afoot in the way that people are going to get their food. There's clearly going to be less people eating out, so the food service side of the food industry is taking a hit. The grocery side is seeing an increase, and the e-commerce is certainly seeing an increase. So for us, we see that there's going to be definitely a need for facility changes, more facilities, and just because population is growing and it's food, so food has forever been and hopefully always will be something that's a strong industry. But now these changes are definitely going to require infrastructure modifications that will benefit us. We think that there's probably going to be a dip in construction in general, mainstream construction. So there probably will be a little bit of a loosening of the labor market and the subcontractor market, which has been very tight over the last few years. And we're also hopeful that as part of the stimulus package, there'll be some accelerated depreciation programs, some programs that the government will use to incentivize more investment to get plants up and running and to get the economy back strong. So our overall outlook is we're very bullish.